Good afternoon. My name is Sabrina Brightstar. I am your host, Keep Your Hand in Your Skirt podcast. Today's topic is about how to stay authentic if you are being judged. One of the questions that I have gotten is different people asking, what do I do? Either my husband, my wife, or my family, or my friends, they are judging me because of my spirituality, because of my beliefs, because of my point of view. How do I stay authentic when I feel judged by people? That's a really good question. So I've got a couple ideas, some things to look at. My first thing that when I connected to myself, I'm like, well, what would be the first thing to look at? And what I heard actually is actually ask yourself, do some self-reflecting. And the question I heard, ask yourself is, are you possibly projecting or assuming that they're judging you? Do you maybe think like, I know this person, and if this person finds out I believe this way, they're going to ridicule me, they're going to judge me, they're going to laugh at me, they're going to tell me like I'm nuts. Is that really true? Often we think we know people. We sometimes can make the mistake of assuming people are going to possess an opinion and judge us and shame us or make us uncomfortable. So the first thing really is to get clear, are you projecting? Is there any chance you might be projecting that they're judging you when they actually haven't judged you? And what happens sometimes if we're afraid that we're going to get judged or we're afraid we're going to get ridiculed, then we bring it into reality because our dominant vibration is like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so uncomfortable, or oh my gosh, I'm going to be so embarrassed, or oh my gosh. And then we manifest it because that's the energy we're putting out. That's what we're projecting out there. And then we call it to ourselves. So, and I'm not dismissing people that have literally had really hard times. I'm totally going to get into that as well. But I just thought, like, what a great first step to take is, are you making any assumptions or any projections? And because that, like, right? Because if perhaps you are making the assumptions, you are making the projections that they're going to judge you, and then you're showing up different, maybe you're actually magnifying something or amplifying something to a level that it wouldn't have gone if you would have had a different point of view or set point around that. So then that leads me to my second thing is, when we think of your relationships, right? You have these people in your life for a reason. You love them. They love you. Your friends, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your family. Well, you love each other. You have that in common. So to think about like, well, what do we have in common? What do we want for each other? Well, we want the best for each other. People who choose to be in connection, choose to be in relationship, you have that love, you have that open space, and you want the best for each other. So if you, in your mind, imagine like, oh, my partner, he loves me. He totally loves me. He adores me. He wants my happiness. And if this is what makes me happy right now, like he'll understand that. He'll respect that because it's my journey and it makes me happy. It doesn't change my love for him that I have these beliefs or have these things in my life that I'm excited about, or I'm growing and developing a spiritual interest, or exploring some new concepts, some new ideas. And so just to realize, like, what are all the things you do have in common? And then you can point that out. Like, well, we have all of this in common, right? Like, I know you love me and you want the best for me. And maybe this isn't something you agree with, or maybe this isn't something you would do for yourself, but this is something I want to do. And just because we love each other and just because we're in a relationship or a friendship does not mean we have to piggyback and believe everything the same. We're independent. We have free will. And so we can choose to love each other and choose to have different beliefs about things. And so that leads me to my third step is, think in advance. If you do think it's going to be a hard conversation, or maybe you've already had some hard conversations, think what are some things you could say do the prep work. Get clear on some nice taglines that you can say to help diffuse the fight. Like if you come to the table expecting it's going to be a fight, somebody's ridiculing you or they're making fun of your beliefs or they're judging you, and if you come to the table ready for a fight, then you're bringing that fight energy. Whereas if you do the prep work, you think of some sentences, some taglines, some one-liners that you could say that will just calm everything down, that will allow you to come from your heart. If you do some imagining before the conversation happens, tell the story, imagine the story the way you want the story to be. Imagine you stay in your heart, you stay calm, and you just communicate clearly, respectfully, but with boundaries. I love you, and I love me, and this is something that makes my heart sing. So I'm going to go ahead and explore this, and I'm sure you're going to show me respect, like I respect what you like to do with your thoughts and your beliefs. And can we agree to disagree? Simple sentences, simple like, I'm going to stay calm. I'm going to practice what makes me feel good. This makes me feel good. Do I know where it's going to go? No, but I'm interested in it. So I trust me. And you love me, so I hope you trust me too. Trust me to figure out what works for me. Trust me to evolve and grow. Trust me to figure out what are some of my ideas, what are my beliefs, and that has to come from within me. So love me and trust me that I'm going to do what's right and respectful and honorable for me. So I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just trying to give some ideas, some tips, some tools on if you do have some challenging people, those are some possibly some ways to look at it. And sometimes it takes people time too. So just because you get excited about something, just because you all of a sudden maybe your awakening is happening or your downloads are coming to you, other people can be on different timelines. And we don't have to throw people away just because they don't have the exact same interest, or maybe they're not evolving at the exact same speed that you're evolving. So what we can do that really I think helps create a strong fundamental foundation for the relationship is just stay focused on what you appreciate about that person. What do you love about that friendship or relationship? Like maybe you just love that they care so much about you that they're worried and they're projecting their worry on you. And maybe you can focus in on like, wow, they just love me so much. They're projecting all this worry on me. And I can just stay calm and let them know like I'm safe, I'm fine, I'm okay. And when you focus on what is working, what you do love, and you're in your heart place and you do a little bit of prep work and realize like you're not projecting, take responsibility if you are projecting, and if maybe your wishy-washy mixed energy might be creating more disconnection between you two. So take responsibility for your own thoughts, your own energy, and focus on what's working. And then just know like things, nothing is permanent. Things are always evolving and changing. So you can ask this person, hey, give me the benefit of the doubt, or hey, maybe let's put this on pause for 30 days. Let me just have some time to explore these things that make my heart sing. And maybe 30 days from now, we can sit back down and have another conversation about it. Right? Like just breathe into it. Just trust that you're being led by what excites you, and other people, they love you. They love you. And bottom line, most people aren't trying to, well, I can't speak, and then maybe that's even another thing to look at. If somebody is trying to change you, maybe it's time to just have some healthy boundaries, whatever that would mean for you. I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do. I'm just trying to throw out some ideas, some suggestions if you do have people in your life that are making you feel that you can't be your authentic best version, not even best version, wrong word. If you are feeling like you can't be your authentic self, that's like a big self-reflection, a big topic to really explore. So I wish you the best, and thank you for asking me your questions.